104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. The Derby is only 15 days away. Like, that's the start of racing season for some people, but Naira's own Andy Serling, he is on top of it all year long. First of all, Andy, thanks for joining us, man.
No, thanks for having me on. Love talking to you guys, and means Saratoga can't be too far away.
It is. It's like you are the harbinger of good times in the summer. Like, you're the Santa Claus of Saratoga.
Santa Claus, the Grinch, it really depends who you ask. But thank you. I appreciate being thought of as a jolly guy.
Last year, you made me more than you lost me, so you're definitely Santa in my world.
You know, I had a good summer last year. I had a terrible one, 2 back. So, you know, the pressure wheel will start to tighten as we get towards July. But right now we're focusing on the Triple Crown season in Belmont opening next Friday.
Yeah, we got to build that war chest. That's what I like to. If I can put any money in my account during the Triple Crown, then I've got that. I'm rolling when I get the toga, especially starting with the Derby. So the preps are done, Andy. What are you looking at? Who do you think are actually favorites for the Kentucky Derby?
I guess the favorites are probably Always Dreaming, who won the Florida Derby, who, if he wins the Derby, if he runs 1-2 in the Derby, I cannot possibly make money. I don't like him. I'm not betting top Pletcher horses from Florida. The horse who won the Arkansas Derby last week, Classic Empire, who was the 2-year-old champion and won the Breeders' Cup, he'll be one of the favorites. I wouldn't bet him at a short price, but I don't discount his chances. If he could ever get back to that form he had as a 2-year-old, he would win the Derby. I don't love his race in the Arkansas Derby last week, so I'm a little bit reticent taking a short price. I'll be honest with you. You know, you want to look. I think this is going to be a Derby that's going to have much more pace, a faster pace than some of the ones we've seen recently. And a horse like Guinevere from Florida has a good chance. But I think that Chad Brown actually has a very good chance with Practical Joke.
Andy, you say local trainer Chad Brown has a good chance with Practical Joke. Is this something that you could say that we can go in and say he's going to win the race, or are we just looking for the price value with Practical Joke?
Well, everything's about price. You know, I mean, anytime you get what you think is a better price than a horse should be, then in this essence you found a horse that's value, and that's what you're looking for. And I think he will be a fair value in the 15 to 20 to 1 range. The big question with Practical Joke is whether or not he wants the distance. It's a question for all of these horses, but it's as big a question for him, if not bigger, than most. So that's understandable. But you look at some of these races, and you just start to go through the horses, and I have a tough time saying that I want a lot of these horses. I think Irish Warcry, who won the Wood, can win it. I think he's, though, going to be very forwardly placed near the lead in this race, and I'm not sure you want to be there. And the thing about Practical Joke is I think he's a horse that wants to drop back fairly far back, and because of circumstance in his last race, he had to be much closer, and he still ran very well. So I don't think he's, a 5-to-1 shot to win the Derby, but at 15 to 20 to 1, I can bet my money on him, and it'll be interesting. Obviously Chad Brown has had no success in the Triple Crown races, but he's also run very few horses in those races. Last year was the first time he had a couple horses in the Derby, and we'll see how things go. It's not an easy race to win, but I think that horse has a real chance.
Naira's Andy Serling with us right now on 104.5 The Team. Andy, what's up with Bob Baffert not even having a horse in the Derby?
It's really sad, isn't it? You just feel terrible for Bob. All he's got is Arrogate in his barn. When you have a guy like Bob Baffert,
dripping with sarcasm,
I think Bob Baffert has sort of staked a claim as maybe the best dirt trainer of my lifetime, or at least the last 25 years, if not all time. But sometimes you got to have the horses, and I think that's one of the problems I had with the fact that, they downgraded the Wood Memorial and the Bluegrass this year from grade 1s to grade 2. It's very random where the good horses are going to come from, and I think Bob Baffert would say that as well. And so this year he just doesn't have any good horses. But keep in mind, he had a horse who would probably be favored for the Derby in Mastery, but he got injured after he won his prep race, and he's out. So Bob just got a little bit unlucky. And I think in recent years we haven't had as many injuries in the Triple Crown trail as we've had in past years, and I think people got a little spoiled.
Andy Serling with us right now. So, Andy, again, it's 15 days to the Derby. So what am I going to do this weekend? Is there anything you're looking at?
What am I looking at? I'm always looking at things. Tomorrow I am looking at, in the 7th race tomorrow, I like the 1 Clutch Cargo, who should be a reasonably good price, and I think is a very, very dangerous horse in this race on the turf. He'll look slow, but he's the first time as a 3-year-old, and I think he can win. Aqueduct's been a little tough for me, to be honest with you. I thought it was an interesting weekend. I like a horse in the 3rd race on Sunday named Dolphus, who's going to be a fair enough price because he's going against a two-headed Chad Brown monster of Shaggoff, who hasn't run since the Derby, and Economic Model, who hasn't run since Cigar Mile. And both of those are great as stakes horses. But I think Dolphus, who's a half to Rachel Alexander, is going to be dangerous in the third on Sunday. So you fire up your Naira Bets account, and you can make money betting those horses, hopefully.
Now, we're like Andy, I know like you're everywhere now. There's a place now I can get this information whenever I want it?
You can get whatever you want about me. You can go to, obviously, the Naira.com website, but we just started this new Naira Now app, which is just absolutely terrific. And we're really ramping things up, obviously, from a technology basis around here. But the Naira Now app, people go there, download on their phone. It'll take just a few seconds. If you're a Naira Bets member, you can log on with your Naira Bets login. You can easily sign up right there on your phone. And actually, we started that hub. You can watch Talking Horses live, our handicapping show. You can watch a race-by-race analysis. You can watch the races live and different feeds. But we started also, the Oklahoma track opened up in Saratoga this weekend, and we started live cameras 24 hours a day from the Oklahoma track. So you go to the more feeds, and you can go right now, and you can see what's going on at the Oklahoma. And, right now there's probably a few horses there, but a week or two after the Derby, a lot of horses are going to show up, and it'll be fun to watch those. And, Saratoga's not far away, and we've also started these weekly ticket plans for seats where you can purchase, if you're going up for a week or, better part of a week, where you can purchase tickets for the entire week, whether in the grandstand or clubhouse. You go to Naira.com for more information on that, or if you have a Naira Bets account, you talk to your manager and find out about that. But a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, Andy, when you Andy Serling with us of Naira, of course, I always thought like you had some time to yourself, but between Talking Horses, the podcast, the tickets are already out, the weekly tickets are already sale for Saratoga. When do you sleep? Do you sleep?
Sleep is kind of overrated. I think you'll agree.
Yeah.
It gets in the way of all that fun you want to have in life. And I got to get ready for Saratoga, where I cut out sleeping. I finally figured out if you cut out sleeping in Saratoga, there's actually enough time to do all the things you want to do, besides working and having some fun. So I'm just going to give it up. I'm going to take it for like 6 months or so and see how it goes. And if not, it'll be like November, and it's time we can go back to sleep. What I'm really hoping is to get you on the podcast. Are you ready to do a podcast with me?
If you're ready to listen to somebody who just picks by luck and gut, I'm in. I'll do it whenever you want. That's how I pick. I've actually the podcast has been fun. I did one with Harvey Pack. It's called Across the Board, and I did one with Dave Grenning from the Daily Racing Forum. And the one I did with Dave came out this week, and it's really fun. And I hope people listen to it. Dave's been around a long time, and I taped one with Richie Migliore yesterday. Of course, who works with me, and they've been fun so far. I've only done a few of them, but so far I don't regret it. So that's good. I would love, if you're serious, you just tell me when. I'll be there. I would love to do that podcast with you.
Well, we could talk sports, too, because you do know about sports, right?
I know. Well, it depends who you ask, Andy, if we're being honest.
That's true of all of us.
Across the board, Naira Now, and of course, like it's getting close when you can start picking up your weekly tickets for Toga. Andy, looking really forward to seeing you every day at the meet, and can't wait to talk to you again.
All right, me either. I'll talk to you next Friday.